I don't know about you, but nobody told us about this part. They told us about what gets harder, the knees, the memory, the way the world sometimes looks at us like we've become slightly invisible. And they've written books about the losses of getting older. And some of those books are true, and some of those are very important. And none of them are what I want to talk to you about tonight. Tonight, I want to talk to you about what gets easier. What quietly loses its grip, what stops keeping you up at night, what you realize somewhere in your 50s that you simply, without making a big decision about it, stop giving so much of yourself. And I have a list. I'm going to guess you do too, even if you haven't written it down yet. So tonight we're going to sit with mine, and by the end I think you'll be ready to start yours. Welcome to the return. Wherever you are right now, in your bed, on the couch, in a quiet room with the door closed, I want you to know that for the next few minutes, you don't have to be anyone. Not the mother, not the spouse, not the woman who holds it all together. Just you. Let's take a nice cleansing breath together. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. I want to start with something small, almost embarrassingly small. I no longer worry about whether I ordered the wrong thing at a restaurant. I know it sounds ridiculous, but for years, well, decades actually, I'd sit down at a table, look at the menu, make a choice, and the moment the server walked away, I wondered if I should have gotten the other thing. I'd watch what everyone else ordered and quietly revise my opinion of my own decision. I'd spend the first 10 minutes of the meal managing a low-grade anxiety about soup. Well, that's gone, completely gone. I can't tell you exactly when it left. I just know that at some point, I stopped performing, even for myself at dinner tables. And the relief of that is genuinely one of the small joys of my life. That's the kind of thing I want to talk to you about tonight. Not the dramatic shifts and not the watershed moments, the quiet ones, the ones that happen so gradually you don't notice that they've happened until you look back and realize that particular weight isn't on you anymore. So here's our list. 1, what I no longer spend energy on. Other people's opinions of my choices. This one took longer, and I won't pretend it was easy or quick. For most of my adult life, I was exquisitely sensitive to how I was perceived. Not in a vain way, more of an anxious way. Was I doing enough? Was I the right kind of woman? Was I taking up the right amount of space in the right kind of way? I still notice when I've disappointed someone. I mean, I'm not made of stone, but the old loop, the one where I'd replay a conversation at 2 a.m, trying to figure out if I'd said the wrong thing, that loop has gotten so much quieter. Some nights it doesn't run at all, and on the nights that it does, I've gotten much better at saying, that's enough of that, come back tomorrow. Number 2, what I no longer do. performing being fine when I'm not. We talked about this. Fine as a performance, fine as protection. And it's true that learning to speak what's actually true rather than what's manageable is work. But at some point, the work becomes natural, and at some point, fine just starts to feel too small and too hollow to bother with any longer. And the truth, even when it's inconvenient and a little messy, feels so much more like real life. Number 3, what I no longer tolerate: spending significant time with people who drain me without replenishing me. This one surprised me, and I didn't make a decision about it. I didn't read a book about energy vampires and decide to reorganize my social life. I just noticed gradually that I had less and less patience for relationships that were entirely one directional. And that the time I used to give to those relationships started naturally, without guilt, without drama, going elsewhere, going to the people who actually fed me. Number 4, what I no longer feel I have to justify: rest, saying no, changing my mind, taking longer than someone expected, and needing what I need. I used to apologize for all of it. I used to pre-apologize, actually, work the apology into my request so that the other person would know I knew I was being an inconvenience. I'm genuinely not sure when that stopped, but it's mostly stopped. And in its place is something much simpler. Just the asking, just the stating, I need this, I'd like that. No, I can't. Just words without the scaffolding of apology around them. And here's the one that caught me off guard, and I didn't expect it. 5, I no longer feel the need to be the most prepared person in the room. I used to walk into almost any situation, a meeting, a social gathering, a conversation with someone I hadn't seen in years, with a kind of invisible armor of readiness. I would have thought through the angles, anticipated the questions, prepared the version of myself that was equipped for whatever might come. I mean, I still prepare when preparation matters, but I've stopped over-preparing for life itself. I've stopped treating every day like a performance that requires rehearsal. And what's in its space, where all the preparation used to live, is something I didn't expect. Curiosity. Genuine, alive, a little bit delighted curiosity about what's going to happen next. That is what I think liberation actually feels like. Not the dramatic kind, the quiet kind. The kind that shows up when you finally stop spending so much energy managing what doesn't need to be managed. I want to invite you to start your own list. It doesn't have to be tonight, unless tonight feels right, but soon. Sometime in the next few days when you've a quiet moment and something to write with, I want you to ask yourself, what doesn't bother me the way it used to? Start small if you need to. A restaurant order, even. The offhand comment someone made that would have stayed with you for a week now just slides right off. The thing you used to dread that you do now without a second thought. And then let the list grow. Because I think you'll find when you actually look that you've let go more than you knew. That you've already quietly, without ceremony, put down some things that were pretty heavy. And that deserves to be noticed. That deserves to be celebrated. You've survived things that would have broken someone who didn't have your particular combination of strength and softness. And somewhere along the way, in the surviving, in the returning, in the quiet reckoning of these years, you've put things down. Things that were never yours to carry forever. I want you to notice that tonight. Let yourself feel the lightness of it. You're freer than you were. You may not have said it out loud, but it's true. Rest well tonight. I'll see you in the next episode.